Alright, what is going on, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen? The ACMGA's Gamer here. Today we're here to talk about Assassin's Creed. I know, shocking, surprising, right? My channel that was founded on Assassin's Creed series, but specifically Mirage. There was a new interview that came out after the gameplay demo. So with that, we're going to take a look at this. We're going to go through it. As you can see, I've already highlighted some parts that I think are interesting. If you want to read the whole article, it'll be down in the there will be a link down in the description down below. So they start off strong. They say, is Basim Loki? The answer was so shortly, the Basim from Valhalla and the Basim from Mirage are two very different characters. Just good to know. So essentially yes, or essentially no, he is not Loki yet. But as we've seen in the trailers, we can tell that something ain't quite right with Basim, and we'll get to see how that affects him and the assassins. Fans have been looking for the connections on how everything neatly ties together. He said yes. We worked with the makers of Valhalla on that aspect just to make sure that that I was right about what they had in mind when they created the character. The character in Mirage is very unique and it's very different. I hope that they worked directly with Darby McDevitt, who is the writer for Valhalla, Black Flag, and Revelations. Let's see here. Will the modern day Abstergo industry play into Assassin's Creed Mirage? No, we have no modern day in Mirage. We have an introduction of the game where we set the modern day and we understand where this is coming from, and you're still in the Animus, obviously. Okay, so it'll be interesting. Kind of like a Unity Syndicate situation there, where there will be cutscenes, but we won't be physically playing anyone, but some sort of canon lore will be established, only to be retconned later. The narrative in the game in general is closer to the first Assassin's Creed games. That means it's more compact for sure. That's why the price is cheaper. It's only $49.99, or some other price for the deluxe edition if you so choose. There's not going to be any extraneous stuff like other modes, correct? Absolutely, that's Basim's story. That's his city, so there's no multiplayer, which is interesting. He's not going to lose two fingers so he can have two blades, will he? Dev said, I'm not going to say anything about the fingers, but you'll see something interesting, which maybe we will, maybe we won't. Does synchronization play a factor in the story of Assassin's Creed Mirage? I think he was playing a little coy here. I don't think that's what the person who was asking the question meant, but we'll go through his answer. So similar to all AC games, if you cross the boundaries or if you kill too many people in a safe area, for example, yes, you're going to have the synchronization come into play. The Animus is still there. Will the way players proceed... Oh, sorry. Well, the Animus is still there. I think he was asking more so about the main story. We saw in the gameplay, in the side story, or in the contracts rather, that they had optional objectives. And I think the interviewer was asking about optional objectives, and the dev was, I think, playing coy, saying, oh, well, yeah, you can't kill too many people, otherwise it'll take you out of sync. Will the way players proceed through a mission, whether they're playing exclusively stealthy or if they draw a lot of focus to them, impact the narrative, be it like alternative endings or anything of that nature? Kind of a Dishonored question. They say no, there's one ending, a specific ending, because of the evolution of Basim is very specific, and it has to lead to the other Assassin's Creed game, especially Valhalla. So that's why there's a very specific ending and there are no character choices. So what about the narrative involving the Isu? Is that still in the game? Yes, absolutely. Like the Animus, the Isu are very core to the lore of AC, so they're always there somewhere. So yes, there are new elements related to the Isu. What sort of collectibles will players be able to discover about the underlying narrative? I really like that question, but again, they don't really give us they gave us an answer, but not the one we're looking for. He says you have the main story and structure in the open world facing all the members. You have what we call world events, similar to other titles where you come across something in the city and is not planned. We also have side missions like assassination missions, stealing missions, etc. Everything that was built for side content like contract missions and world events, they are all meant to support character evolution in a historical setting in that world, so they all serve the narrative in one way or another. Basim's ranking changing, how does that work? So hidden ones ranks every time you kill a target. A main target, for example, you get a new rank. It's really Basim as an assassin evolving until he becomes a master. Will combat be more difficult if he goes towards a certain target without having achieved a certain rank first? No, you can do every target the way you want in the order that you want without having made any progress. You can do anything. Then their next question was, with regards to tools available, can they be unlocked in any order? Yes, you get to choose every time you kill a main target. You go back to the bureau, you report to Rafik, and you get to choose one of the tools. And then they move on to the collectibles of flags and feathers can be a bit excessive. In the earlier titles, as far as customing Basim's identity, will there be various skins and colors to be able to dye his gear? Yes, you have different outfits first. You have different dyes. You can choose the dye for the outfit from the menu. There are plenty of different outfits. One key component of the end-game of Assassin's Creed title is collecting very specific items to unlock a very iconic armor set, something that's essentially the ultimate armor for that given character. Will Basim have something similar to this? I'm kind of hoping for some form of a medieval armor set, maybe. I don't know. I really did like the Mayan armor from Black Flag. That looks really good on Edward. Yes, you do have some options like that. You can absolutely collect some things and get a very specific outfit in Mirage. Are you able to talk about what those things are? He said no because they're spoilers. But yes, you can do that in specific missions. That's interesting that he says you can do that in specific missions. So does that mean... I wonder if it's going to be like in Black Flag, where in order to unlock the Templar armor, you had to get the 6 keys. So I wonder if they're bringing back the 6 theme, where you have to get 6 of something in various missions to unlock specific armor. And then they say, will we see him in iconic costumes like Altai's robes? He said yes. And they said, when Assassin's Creed Mirage finally launches, is there one specific scene or something important you think players should keep an eye out for? And he goes, yes, the last one, I'm not kidding, that's the first one I wrote, and that's the one that I love. Alright, so with that being said, we have concluded the interview with the folks over at WCCF Tech. Like I said, I will leave a link in the description down below if you want to read this by yourself. But thank you guys for watching. We know somewhat more information. Every piece of new information brings light in my decision whether or not I'm going to buy it. And it's slowly moving towards that meter. We'll see what happens in October. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.